And hello to you on this Friday. We begin with today's breaking news. Nearly 1 year after the shocking killing of a prominent Sikh separatist in Surrey, British Columbia, police made a major announcement today. They say that they have arrested 3 men in connection with the killing of Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Police shared a picture of one of the suspects, Karan Bar. You're seeing him on the left of your screen. Now, the murder caused a serious diplomatic rift between Canada and India. Kate McKenna has more on the arrests and what led to them.
Today we are here to announce significant developments about the investigation into the murder of Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
Nearly a year after the death of Sikh separatist Hardeep Singh Nijjar, 3 arrests. Karanpreet Singh, Kamalpreet Singh and Karan Brar are facing conspiracy and first-degree murder charges. But the RCMP says the investigation isn't over.
There are separate and distinct investigations ongoing into these matters, certainly not limited to the involvement of the people arrested today. And these efforts include investigating connections to the government of India.
The 45-year-old man was shot dead last June. Sources tell CBC News the men arrested today were part of an alleged hit squad. They're all Indian nationals. At least 2 came to Canada on student visas. Sources say police are also investigating possible links to 3 other killings on Canadian soil. His family and associates were told this morning.
They're a bit relieved, and as in that there's some progress made and some arrests made at this moment. It's very emotional as well, losing your father in a violent way that they did, and losing your husband or your son for their elderly parents. So there's some relief, but there's a lot of questions still.
Many of those questions around India's involvement.
Mr. Speaker, today I'm rising to inform the House of an extremely serious matter.
Last September, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made international news when he accused India of being involved in the assassination.
Over the past number of weeks, Canadian security agencies have been actively pursuing credible allegations of a potential link between agents of the government of India and the killing of a Canadian citizen, Hardeep Singh Nijjar.
The Indian government has denied it ordered extrajudicial killings. The country's foreign minister has called the allegation absurd. Kate McKenna, CBC News, Ottawa.
Members of the Gurdwara, which Nijjar belonged to, have reacted to the arrest. They paid tribute to Nijjar, and they said that they want Sikh separatists in Canada to feel safe when expressing their views.
The Nijjar was the president of our Gurdwara who dedicated his life to religious, social, and political causes of the Sikh community. He was an upright individual, a peaceful man with the demonstrated commitment to community service. Canadian politicians of every stripe must stand with the Canadian Sikhs' right to peacefully advocate for Khalistan without facing any violent retaliations from the Indian government.
Now, there has also been political reaction. The Conservatives put out a statement saying, quote, any foreign interference, particularly the murder of a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil, is unacceptable. Those sentiments were also echoed by the leader of the NDP, Jagmeet Singh.
Hardeep Singh Nijjar is a Canadian citizen on Canadian soil that was killed, and there's intelligence that connects that his assassination, there was connections to the Indian government. That is horrific, that a foreign government would kill a Canadian on Canadian soil. And so let's be very clear. This is an innocent Canadian that was killed by and there was intelligence that connects it to a foreign government. That is very serious. Arrests being made are a positive step. We want to see everyone that was responsible in this held to account, and we want to see the full force of the Canadian legal system punish those that are held accountable, that are found guilty for this heinous act.
Okay, to walk us through the latest developments in these arrests, we are joined now by Bruce Pitt Payne. He is a retired major crimes investigator with the RCMP, and we reach him tonight in Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Mr. Payne, thanks for being here on Canada Tonight. What can you tell us about the 3 men that were arrested?
Well, I only know what has been reported so far is that they are Indian nationals, and I can tell you that what will happen is they will be moved to British Columbia, where they will have to appear before a Superior Court judge in BC. And from there, they will discuss situations such as release or trial dates, et cetera, and motions.
The charges included conspiracy to commit murder. Break that down for us and what it means.
Well, this isn't abnormal. There have been many cases, particularly with organized crime, where there are groups of people involved, where on top of the primary murder charge, there will be a conspiracy charge. And all it means in the most simplistic terms is that there are two or more people that plan to commit a murder or any offense. And it's more than just sitting around over a couple of beers saying, hey, wouldn't this be a good idea? The charge must include proof of action and intent.
Why do you think it took this long to make any arrests?
Well, I think that Dave Tabool said that it's been challenging dealing with India. I think that would probably have something to do with it. He would know obviously more than any of us. But on top of that, to do good police work, it takes time. To rush it means that you will have mistakes, but it sounds or it looks like there's quite a network here. And we're also looking at compounding this. The complexity is we're seeing transnational organized crime being used as a tool of politics. That's what it appears to be at this point. And that makes it extremely complex. It means that the police have to walk on eggshells at times in order to do their best job. And kudos to them for getting this far. I think we should not look at the time it's taken. We should look at the end result here at this point.
We do know that the community played a role. How integral is that role, and how did that change the course of the investigation, their involvement?
Well, at the end of the day, the police can only solve crimes with information from the public, from communities. So I think that, number one, the community has probably, their support at least of the police investigation, their encouragement to move on it has been a positive influence. Not saying the police wouldn't have acted without it, but I'm sure it was helpful that they did have some encouragement from the community. So I think it probably was a good part of it.
There may be others involved, meaning more arrests could be made. Tell me what the bar is to make those arrests.
Well, the police, in order to arrest, have to show that they have reasonable and probable grounds to believe that somebody did, in fact, commit the murder or was conspiring to commit. The charge approval process is higher in British Columbia, for instance. They must show that there is a substantial likelihood of conviction. If that is shown, then it's in the public interest, is the next level of scrutiny. This obviously would be in the public interest, but for the charges that have been sworn already, it shows the police have some good evidence behind them here.
Bruce, appreciate the analysis tonight. That is Bruce Pitt Payne, who is a retired major crimes investigator with the RCMP, joining us from Maple Ridge, British Columbia this evening.
I know.